Hey y'all, it's Dr. Shamanda. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things mental health, personal finance, and overall strategies to live your best life. Alright guys, so welcome back. If you are new here, I am a licensed mental health and addictions therapist based out of North Carolina, and I specialize in financial therapy, which is all about helping you heal and understand your relationship with money. But on this channel, I share my own journey towards building wealth, saving, investing, paying off debt, all that good stuff. Welcome. I am sitting in this chair because I want to just talk to y'all a little bit. And it is officially, as of today, 90 days or the 3-month mark of my 100% self-employed journey. So if you are new here, y'all, 3 months ago, I left my job, right? And I mean, it's not new for me because I'm not staying nowhere that I ain't gotta be. That's all I'm gonna say, and that's in all areas of my life, so whatever. Anyway, I actually decided to leave, I would say, corporate mental health, meaning like a W-2 space, right? Or like working for a company. And I decided to go into running my private practice full time. And so yeah, like I wanted more flexibility, more income, no income cap, right? I as someone who lives with autoimmune disease, I didn't want to be in like an office setting, like literally, and I actually worked in a hospital setting at that time. So although I enjoyed working with my patients, I was working with kids at the time, which I still do. I still have clients that are children or adults or adolescents and teenagers. Um, I didn't. I enjoyed that, but I couldn't be in that environment because I could get sick, right? And as someone who again lives with autoimmune disease, and I was taking a immunosuppressant for my medication or to manage the Crohn's. Yeah, I just couldn't really be in that space, and it just always left me super anxious. So I was like, you gotta go, it's time. You have everything you need. And I would say the final thing too was not being compensated fairly. It didn't make sense at all. And one day I'm gonna tell y'all exactly how much I made. So I was like, yeah, it's time. The day after my daughter was gonna be turning 18. My son had just turned 19 the month before. So this is all like January, February of this year, literally like this year. And I was like, yeah, like really there's no better time. Like both my children are technically adults now, young adults. And I've gotten my doctorate, I have all my licenses. I had already been, working on some platforms virtually from home, like, on the weekends and evenings. So I already had like a system set up for that, like, and sources of income. I was like, it's time. Like, let's do it. So here I am, 90 days later. And I know that a lot of people are looking for a way out of the corporate world. And the corporate world is like looking for a way to get you out. So, like, at the same time. So I know that, this resonates for a lot of people. But there are things that a lot of people don't talk about. And so I don't always want to, I don't want to glorify it or make it seem like it's this amazing situation or transition, because it's not always easy, and it's not easy for a lot of people. So let's talk about it. I'll say the first thing is this month my business, it became real for me, I feel like, versus the last couple months. The last couple months I still had like money coming in from like my last paychecks or 401k payouts and things like that. Like I was still getting money from my job, and this month was the first month where I didn't get any money from my last job. Like it was, aside from my teaching stuff that I just started doing now, it was all, revenue that I've earned from my practice, from sessions. If you don't know, I have multiple contracts with different platforms that I contract with through my business. So it makes it a lot easier, which I'll say is one thing I want to mention here. That process and system works better for me versus being just like completely solo practice, if that makes sense. Like I am 100% solo. I don't have a manager, I don't have anybody like that, but I work through certain, like I contract with platforms and they market me, they do all that, so I don't have to do all that. Versus if I was completely out of my practice, if it, like solo 100%, if that makes sense, then I would have to do a lot more marketing. It would be cash pay because I wouldn't be credentialed with insurance companies, all that stuff, and I don't have time for that. Not in this season. I'm not interested in that right now. So that's what I realized. So once I decided to go that route, my consultations, my referrals just skyrocketed. And if I could do anything differently, I would have went straight into that process or that avenue from the beginning, from like March, right? But instead, I spent like a month just kind of trying to do my own business and market myself that way. But I'm competing with these $1 million platforms. Like, you've probably seen commercials. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say. They talk about these on podcasts and stuff. So I contract through those platforms, and that's how I get clients. So, and I haven't had any issue filling my schedule. If anything, I would say I probably need to cut back a little bit, which is what I'm gonna be doing, because I do like mornings to like mid-afternoon, and I take a break, like an hour or two break, and then I do like a few evening sessions. So pretty much all day I'm doing work, and except for Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays. But for the rest of the week, that's pretty much my schedule. And yes, I'm making money, but I'm like, I can feel that getting a little tired kind of vibe. But also I'm kind of like grinding in this season too, because I have some goals to hit financially. So it won't always be this way, but I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and look at your schedule again. Number 2, I would say, is that freedom, the idea of freedom feels a lot different than I feel like I expected it to. Like, obviously, there's a lot of flexibility, there's a lot of peace, there's a lot of autonomy. I don't have to answer to nobody. I don't have to be like, hey, I might be late today, or I need to take this day off because I have an appointment. Like, I don't have to do none of that. Like, when I tell you that feels amazing, that feels amazing. But also, on the flip side of that, if I take a day off, or if I choose not to fill the 11, 12, or 1 o'clock slot, then that's money that I'm missing, right? Versus if I was working a regular job, either I would fill that time in with like PTO hours, which I'll be compensated for not working. I would still be getting paid. Yeah, basically, right? So I would still be getting paid, versus now, like, if I don't work, then I don't get paid, literally. So, I think it's important to know that with that freedom, there's a balance, there's a trade-off. So I think people need to be very mindful of that. But it works fine for me, honestly. I would say that third, that entrepreneurship requires emotional regulation. Like, you have to be able to manage your emotions in this space. Not about like your clients and stuff. I'm talking about the fluctuation, the uncertainty, like your income fluctuation. I start every week with like a revenue goal, right? Like, I know how many clients I have, but like on a couple of platforms that I have, or all of them technically, if clients want to see me multiple times, they can, right? So like, I have my base number I want to hit, but like, if I see them more, or they need me more, or whatever, then I'm going to make more than that. So but like, if I don't see them, or they cancel or something like that, then obviously I wouldn't hit my financial goal, my revenue goal. So you got to be kind of like okay with that, or just kind of manage what comes up when that happens. You have to have a lot of self-trust. You have to trust yourself. Trust that you're going to be able to get up in the morning and be disciplined and consistent the same way you would if you were showing up to a job in corporate America. You have to have that. And I would say just being able to regulate yourself, like breathing, taking a nap, like resting, knowing your body. Because like, in between sessions, I'll go downstairs and watch a show, or like just take a quick nap. I'm like, tell my kids, like, make sure I wake up by 5:45 or something. Like that's how it works for me. I can have those spurts of like a reset, or I know, okay, you need to go get a snack or drink some coffee, reset yourself, like or like having systems in place, right? Like, I'll make sure I do all my clinical notes every night. I don't let them linger over to the next day, because I know I'll be like a little overwhelmed if I do that. I have my notes and my treatment plans ready before each session. Like, I know what I'm going into each session, so I'm prepared to help my client with their whatever they came to me for. So things like that, like, just have to regulate yourself, manage your emotions. I would say another thing is that learning how to about sustainability versus hustle, right? Protecting my energy, avoiding burnout, which is what I was telling y'all about. Like, I know that like this morning, then the evening stuff ain't really working for me. So moving forward, like actually this week, I'm literally blocking off my evening schedule. Like there won't be any. I think maybe one client I will see, because that's one day, that's fine. But everybody else, like, I'm sorry, you have to find another time in the morning, in the afternoon. I'm not doing evenings. It just doesn't work for me. It doesn't feel good for me. And I know it'll lead to burnout eventually. Yes, the money is good, like, but ultimately I got to take care of myself, and I want to be able to show up fully. And of course, like, one night a week I'm teaching, so I can do 2 evenings, but I'm not doing no more than that. Sorry. I'm sorry. I think also being intentional. So knowing what you're doing this for. Obviously, my ultimate goal is to retire. I'm trying to retire within the next 3 years. So 36 months. That's why I keep saying 36 months. Because I'm trying to pay off my student loans, pay off my mortgage, hopefully. Get my investment account where I need it to be. Get my savings where I need it to be. And then just be able to kind of invest in like passive streams of income. Build up my YouTube channel, all that. But I'm not going to be doing full-time therapy no more than like 3 more years, literally counting this year. So I know that. So I'm being intentional about what I'm doing right now and how I'm using my finances, my money. And I don't want to recreate job exhaustion, which I could see very well happening, right? The same level of like exhaustion you might have at your job, you could do that same thing in your own business. And that's what I want you to be cautious of. That's what I'm trying to talk to you about right now. Like, it's like we have that 8 to 5. Well, you could be doing the same thing in your business, or realizing that you're taking work home, or like, but you work from home. But it's still the same thing. Your body is still feeling the same way. So you just have to be mindful of that. But here's the thing. You get to create your schedule. And that's what I'm telling myself now. Like, you're recreating that same burnout, that feeling that you had at the jobs. But you're in charge. You don't have to do that no more. Let's end that now. So that's why I'm fixing my schedule, literally. Last but not least, I just want to say that at the end of the day, 90 days in, 3 months, I do not regret leaving my job. I do not regret leaving corporate America, corporate mental health. I don't regret it at all. Yes, it could be a little scary at times. It's not a perfect situation. You know, you still got to work. You still got to get up and do your job, literally. I don't really feel any financial stress. I've been able to pay my bills. I'm actually making more than I need for my bills. I'm able to hit my financial goals so far. I don't feel that. And, you know, I'm sure to come in, you know, ebb and flows. But at the end of the day, like, ultimately, the peace that I have, not having to be around people that I don't necessarily, we're not friends. I'm not trying to fake it. I don't want to talk to y'all. Like, it's not being mean, but, you know, I don't want to talk to anybody. I want to just see my clients. I don't want to be having to feel like I have to socialize with people because I'm an introvert. I don't want to do that. Or if I want to take a nap midday, if I want to check in with my kids who are like way on the other side of the house. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if I want to go outside for a walk in between sessions, whatever I want to do. If I want to go to Walmart real quick and grab me some ice cream in between sessions or watch a show, I can do whatever I want. I love that versus having to be stuck in the office all day around people that you don't necessarily want to be around. I just love that freedom. So again, I don't regret it at all. Like, there's no amount of like a 401k match or bonus. None of that could make up for the feeling that I have right now being my own boss. Like, I love it. So anyway, guys, I hope you like this video. If you do, like, comment, subscribe, share. If you are on the entrepreneur journey, comment below. How's it going for you? Or if this is something you desire, let me know what you think and how you feel and what's holding you back. All right, guys, I'll see you soon.